I first started on a friend back in the day when I first started going in VR chat. That was when I hit about 50 hours on Steam VR, as already had about 200, maybe 300 hours on Quest,
Hmm.
since I was really, really into native Quest back then. Now I'm on PC VR, but I started on a friend, and it was just kind of like, just kind of like a joke. Let me try this weird, wacky thing I found in YouTube. And then I slowly and slowly dove deeper into the rabbit hole, and I thought, oh, this might be actually something that I could benefit from, and other people could benefit from learning this information that not many people know. And that's when I started diving deeper and deeper, learning new techniques from uh, real life doctors and real life experts on the matter. I am definitely just a quick disclaimer. I am not an expert on the topic of hypnotism. I'm merely someone that can do hypnotism on people and myself. My technique may differ, definitely differs from one person to another, and by no means am I actually qualified to do any of this. I am just a guy who's uh, dove deep into the rabbit hole enough that I am now able to do this because hypnotism can be done by anyone as long as you learn the right techniques and the right methods to bring someone to that deep state of mind. It's easier to do in VR as VR is very immersive and messes with your brain a lot.
Can
But
you
that's
walk
where I started.
can you walk me down kind of some of those first steps? We'll do it in the VR. We'll keep it inside the VR world because I'm sure it's a little different IRL. But what are some of these steps to get people in that right state of mind? Because I'm sure you get a lot of people who you reach out to who may be skeptical of the whole thing. So I'm sure you're breaking down a lot of barriers just to get them to participate, and then you get them in there, and you've got to change their mindset completely. If I'm thinking about that right.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's this term I like to use that. Uh, have you ever watched The Matrix, Eric?
Oh, of course, of course.
So you know how they say you can't explain the Matrix, you just have to experience it for yourself.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much what hypnotism is. Might seem wild to others, it might seem really fake, but everything or most things you see, maybe not the no fully grown 40-year-old male on stage barking. Maybe I'm not so sure if that's actually real or not. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that
yeah.
actually would help someone's case. Like, I don't know if me seeing that actually made me a believer or more of a skeptic because it's one of those things. If you see something that's so outrageous, you almost become sometimes more of a disbeliever. Where if I got bits and pieces of something that I could tangibly see, small baby steps, I start buying into a little more. The dog barking honestly made me even more of a skeptic than I was before I went in there, which is why I'm pretty excited to join you hopefully soon in VR chat. Walk me through this VR chat kind of world experiment so I understand a little bit more about what you're doing.
Well, first of all, I generally don't use well, obviously I don't use something like a public world,
Hmm.
very bright world, as those can distract a lot of people and make them lose focus a lot. But actually, sometimes it makes them more immersed, but that's in rare cases usually. First, I take my can I call them patients? I'm not sure if that's the right word.
Wait, say that again?
Can I call them patients?
Yeah, I'll
I'm
call
not
them
sure if that's the right
patients.
word or not. All right, yeah, I'll call them
Your
patients.
test subjects, patients, something like that.
As subjects, guinea pigs, lab rats.
Exactly.
Yeah, I take my patients to a dark world, and that's when I start asking some questions like, "Do you have any mental troubles?" So that's depression or ADHD, because those can definitely impact someone's perception and view of hypnotism and fansense sometimes.
Hmm.
I don't have it to a T yet, so I'm not entirely sure how it affects, but as someone who has ADHD, I can definitely say that I lose focus and zone out way more times than a normal person would inside of VR.
Absolutely.
Just trying to make sure that ask for their how much time have you spent in VR chat? Have you had any experience with this before? Uh, are you still skeptical of hypnotism and FamSense and all nine yards? I actually have a list inside my Discord server. I don't think I'm allowed to share that list right now, but you'll definitely see if I get the opportunity to hypnotize you uh, soon-ish.
Oh, I'm very excited to try it. What you mentioned like the 1% club of the people who might be um able to be hypnotized to the degree of which we see on television, movies, things like that. For the rest of us, people that you're inviting in, because I saw a recent tweet that you brought someone in, had another success story that which was great to see. What makes the people that you're choosing, what makes one better possibly than the other? What mindset does someone have to be in where this will be the better experience, or one where you'll have to pull them more into that flow state, trance like state? Is there some identifier or something that someone's experienced that will open them up to make this a little bit more easier to hypnotize them?
Hmm. Well, a more optimistic and calm person definitely has a better chance of actually being successful at that, and also someone that spent a considerable amount of time in VR chat. That's or in VR in general, actually, as they will become more and more immersed as the session goes on.
Okay.
People that can definitely keep their focus on and can follow simple instructions, such as like closing your eyes, listen to my voice, stuff like that. I'm yeah, people who can definitely immerse themselves more inside VR, especially people who have very comfortable or ideal VR setups. So that's basically right now a Valve Index or an HD Reverb G2, knuckle
Sure.
controllers, full body tracking. Then the base stations in optimal places where they can track you very accurately. As full body tracking is actually a quite a big factor into Phantom Sense. I've tried to put PSTS inside people who don't have FPT. It works, but to a degree where it doesn't work under the waist, as they can't virtually see those limbs inside VR chat, so they can't visualize it and trick their brains into thinking, "Oh, these are my limbs. I'm gonna start feeling things down there." No, they
Mm,
can't do that. They can only do that on their arms, on their faces, on their chest. Uh, some people definitely can because to most people, found sense or PSTS with its ambiguation is a very linear thing. But in reality, no, it's a spectrum. So, for example, if you have a cold, that can range from, just an everyday lie in bed, wait for the sickness to pass by, get some Benadryl, get your energy up, to a week or a month inside the ER and up to the ICU.
mm-hmm.
It's definitely like that because many people have different, uh, how do you say it? Different levels of found sense. I'm more of in the upper higher middle stage where I can feel most things. I can definitely feel most of the symptoms that's been told to me by my patients and such. And uh, as Phantom Sense being a spectrum, there are still people that are, they may have been hypnotized, they may have already tried most of the techniques given to them, but their Phantom Sense is still very faint, or they still can't feel much of the senses that's been known to work on people that do have Phantom Sense and do have experience in them. And then there's people where, oh, I just got Phantom Sense. Now I can feel basically everything known to man that's been known to feel that to people who have
Oh,
Phantom Sense. It's
that
a
must
really
be
wild
trippy.
spectrum as yeah, it's really trippy because I've met people who sparked their Phantom Sense in the public world once,
Mm.
and then they got Phantom Pain. So they started like collapsing and panicking and such on why is this happening to me? What am I feeling? Why is it so strong?
Oh
A
my
very
gosh.
scary moment for those people, and I
That's
can
yes.
understand that. So that's why we have to take these precautions, just so that we can make sure they have full control over their sense and their bodies inside the virtual atmosphere.
That's
And I may
absolutely
have gotten
insane.
into a bit of a tangent there.
Hit that subscribe button to stay on top of the daily clips or catch the debates and fireside chats live on the main channel down in the video description. See you next time, Space Cowboys.